I don't want to say sellout. He's been marketing his franchise fairly extensively recently. And I wonder if his... ToD, by the way. I wonder if his attention on the show and the marketing has influenced his capacity to write the next book.
Ready to work. What is it? Righto. Off I go then. More work. What? All right. Yes, my lord. Ready to work. What? Yes, my lord.
Are the first books really like 20 years old?
More work. Yes, my lord. What is it? What? All right. More work. Ready to work.
First book is from 95. That's crazy. I mean, I didn't really know them back then.
Yes, my lord. What is it? Yes, my lord. Off I go then. What is it? Ready to work. Job done. What? Righto. More work. Yes, my lord. Ready to work.
You think that's crazy? This game is from 2002. That's crazy.
More work done.
That's pretty crazy too. I think this map is mostly about doing your own creeping, for one. But the second part is not dying to lightning shield.
All right.
Ready for action.
What? Righto.
Say the word.
Ready to work.
Course. On my way.
What is it? More work.
Oh, I said I was gonna change my hotkeys. Well, that would need some practice anyway.
Ready to work. Job done.
The forces are under attack.
What? Yes, my lord.
Say the
Job
word.
done.
Let me out. You need. Ready, Smiley. Yes, Smiley. Forces are under attack.
More work. What is it?
Say the word. Orders.
Require my assistance?
Yes, my lord.
Ready for action. Our forces are under
Yes,
attack.
Well? Get on.
Say the word.
For glory!
What? Righto.
Require
Orders.
my
Right.
Get on.
Ready for action. Yes, my
Well? Look.
What do you need? Of course.
Get on. Require my
Yes, my
Forces
lord.
are under attack. More lumber is required.
Look.
Say the word.
What is it now?
Yes, my liege. Right.
You require my assistance?
Ready for action. What do you need?
Get on.
More work. What you want?
Forces are under attack.
What? What is it?
Get on. What?
What do you need?
More work.
For glory! You require my
Lose
assistance?
more. Our forces are under attack.
What is it?
Get on. You require my assistance? What is it now?
Orders.
More work.
Well?
What?
What is it now? Perfect. Well? You require my assistance?
Yes, my liege.
What is it?
Say the word.
You require
You
my
need.
assistance?
Attack!
What? What is it
Our
now?
forces
What
are under
is it?
attack.
You require
Yes,
my
my
assistance?
liege. Let me out.
What is it now?
Job done.
You require my
You need. Aye, my lord.
Well? Get on.
More work.
What is it now?
Orders. Yes, my liege. On my way. Of course. Say the
You
word.
require my
Job done. Yes, my lord. All right.
Our forces are under attack.
Well?
What do you need?
You require my assistance?
Yes, my liege.
What is it now? You require my assistance?
Orders. Say the word.
What? Can hardly wait. Get on with it.
What do you need? Right.
You require my assistance?
Orders.
I thank you.
Say the word.
Massive changes will be coming with the new patches after a Forged is launch. We will be introducing dynamic units according to the Mu. As an example, in some Mu, a footman could be weaker than in another. In teams, units would always be at their defaults.
Well,
Upgrade complete.
perfect. What is it?
Our forces are under attack.
Get on.
Templare prostaris sedar. What is it?
What is it? What? Perfect.
More work.
Get on. You require my
Our forces are under attack.
What is it? Ready to work.
What is it now?
What do you
Well?
need?
What?
Oh, righto. Yes, my lord.
You
Work.
require my assistance?
Yes, my lord. More work. Ready
Well?
to work. Yes, my lord. More
You
work.
require my assistance?
Yes, my lord.
More lumber is
All right.
required.
Get on with it.
Our forces are under
You
attack.
require my assistance? Get on.
All right, who wants some?
What is it now? Fine.
Yes, my liege.
I can hardly wait. You require my
Say the word.
assistance?
Aye, my lord.
What? I can hardly wait. Fine.
What do you need?
What is it?
Say the word. Orders.
Well,
See me
What is it?
Brilliant.
What?
you require my assistance?
What do you need? Of course.
What? Well,
Say the word.
can hardly
Aye, my lord. Right. Attack!
Well,
What do you need? Say the word. Aye, my lord. Yes, my liege.
what is it?
Say the word.
What?
Yes, my liege. Aye.
Get on.
Say the word.
You require my
Job done.
Give me some. Do. Move it. Brilliant.
What is it now?
Get on. Aye. What's this? What do you need?
What is it?
Our forces are
Job
under
done.
attack. Hmm? Get on.
You require my assistance?
Wait till you see me in action.
I can hardly wait. What?
Yes, my
Get
liege.
on.
Aye.
You require my
Say the word.
More work.
Someone injured.
What is it? Righto.
Get on with it.
Orders.
What is it now?
Our forces are under attack.
To battle. You require my assistance?
Cleanse this land.
Get on.
Orders. Let me out.
What is it?
You need. Give me some. Yes, my liege. I'm coming through. Orders.
What ails you? Is I someone
Our
who
forces
cleanses
are under
this
attack. Hmm?
You require
Give me
my
some.
assistance?
Do.
Perfect. Well, for glory.
What do you need?
What is it now?
is my aid.
Well,
Wait till you see me in
Is
action.
someone injured?
what is it?
Give me some. Yes, my liege. Brilliant.
Get on.
Wait till you
Well?
see me in action.
Yes, my friend.
Get on.
What ails
Aye.
Prostaris sedar.
Give me some. Do. Wait till you see me in action.
you? Yes, my friend.
Aye.
What is it?
Job's
Is my
done.
aid.
Give me some.
You
Do.
require my assistance?
Aye. Put him away.
What is it now?
What ails
Give me some.
Say the
Do.
word. Get on.
Aye.
you? Is my aid required?
You require my
What ails you? Get on with it.
Well,
Is someone
can
injured?
hardly wait.
Is my aid the blood elves?
You require my
What? More work.
Get on.
What ails you?
What is it?
Probably spent a good amount of junk time there after killing both of his heroes. Maybe should have expanded. But I'll try to take the mid two camps, then expand.
What ails you?
Well,
Get on with it.
Give me some.
you
Do.
Is
require
my
my
aid required?
Aye.
to battle.
The blood elves.
For glory.
I'll handle it.
Fine.
What? More work.
Wait till you see me in
Get
action.
on. Well,
What's next? Get on! I'm coming through!
Job done. What is it?
Aye, out of my way.
What aid?
Wait till you see me in action.
You require
My
my
aid required.
What?
What is it now?
What ails thirst for magic?
You require
Yes, me lord. Ready to work. Lord.
What is it now?
I can hardly wait.
Give me something to do. Death comes for you.
Well, take your time. Get on.
Aye,
What is it now?
wait till you see me in action.
You require my assistance? Can I help you? Get on.
Yes,
Aye,
is someone
forces are under attack.
Well, you require
Wait
my
till you see me in action. Research complete.
What?
What is it now?
Is someone injured?
Well, you require
Is my aid required? Right away.
What is
Is
it
someone injured?
Well,
What ails you?
fine.
Is someone injured?
He's still level 2.
Yes, my friend.
Glory for Staris said
On with it.
Good.
Aye, move it.
What is it?
Give me something to do.
Is my aid right away?
Get on.
Yes, my friend. Be quick.
You require my
Easily done.
Out of my way. Move it.
well,
Thirst for magic.
Forces are under attack.
get on.
The blood elves. Yes,
Well,
what ails you? Is someone
Job done.
as you
Give me something to do.
thirst for magic? I'll handle what ails
you
you.
require my assistance?
Quick. Time. Easily done. Get on with it.
Get on.
Out of my way.
Is my aid required?
What is it now?
Our forces are under
Thirst for
attack.
magic.
Well,
Aye,
to battle.
wait till you see
Get
me
on
in
with
action.
it. Is someone injured?
Aye,
Orders?
aye, my lord. Wait till you see me in action.
What is it now?
You need.
Magic. I can hardly.
Aye,
The blood elves.
give me
Require my
something to do.
Be quick. Time
Well,
is very
good.
my aid.
Aye,
Require my
wait till you see me in action.
Thirst for is someone injured?
Get on.
Get on with it. Watch and learn what ails you. Yes, my lord. As you wish.
Get on.
Is someone injured?
For glory.
What ails you?
Well,
Give me something to do.
get on.
I thirst for magic. I can hardly wait.
You require
Wait
my
till you see me in action. What's
Get on.
next?
Oh, word. What?
The cool thing about expanding in this corner now is that this area has effectively been cleared out.
Wait till you see me in action.
Ah, bad item.
Get on. Good.
So it's not as good for him to harass here because there's nothing else to do.
On with it. The blood elves are ready.
Well, you require my assistance?
Give me something to do.
I can hardly wait.
Oh, word.
Is my aid
What is it
required? Yes, my
You require my
Wait till you see me in action.
Especially once we take this.
Well,
Also gives us a little bit of a security buffer.
What is it?
get on. Well,
Zeppelin.
Yes, me lord. What? Right. Oh, word. Yes, me lord. I can't do that. Go
you
then.
require my
What is it?
Take your time. Give me something to do. Brilliant.
get on.
is someone injured?
Fine.
I can hardly wait.
Yes, me lord. Oh, word.
Well,
Yes, my lord.
what is it now?
What ails
Good. To battle.
Job done.
Get on. You require my assistance?
you? Yes, my lord. I can hardly wait. Is my aid required?
Good.
Aye,
Get on with it. What is it now?
wait till you see me in action.
For glory.
Done.
Brilliant.
Would someone please man up?
Get on.
What ails you? Get on with it.
Well,
The blood elves wait. Is someone injured?
get on.
Be quick.
Wait till you see me in
Man
action.
up.
What is it now?
Not enough.
Get on with it. Thirst for magic. What ails you?
What is it now?
Give me something to do.
Job done.
The blood elves right away. Get on with it.
Give me something to do.
You require
Aye, out of my way. Brilliant.
Thirst for magic.
Give me
What
something
ails
to
you?
do.
Be quick. Time is my
Aye.
aid required. Of course.
Give me something
Yes,
to do.
my
For For glory!
On with it.
Aye. I'm coming through.
Thirst for what ails you.
Aye. Put him away.
Get on with it.
Wait till you see me in action. Give me some. I'm coming through. Move it. Aye.
Well,
Give me some.
Blood elves away. Is my haste.
Aye. I'm coming through.
Get on with it. Watch and learn.
get on.
I'll handle
What
it.
is it? Require my to battle.
Thirst for magic.
What is it?
The blood elves away.
Require my
I thirst for
Is
magic.
someone
get on. Require my
Quick time is mana.
for
The blood
glory.
elves what
not enough now?
Get on.
Yes, my
What?
Give me some. Do.
is someone
Wait till you see me in action.
thirst for my aid required.
What is it now?
Yes, my
Get on.
Aye. Move it.
What is it now?
be quick. Watch and learn.
Require my
I am your servant. Is my aid required?
Give me some. Do.
Get on with it. Easily done.
Well?
Is my aid required?
what? Require my
What ails you? As you will.
Wait till you see me in action.
Is someone
require my
Upgrade complete.
well.
what ails
All gold.
Get on.
I am your servant.
What is it?
I'm coming through. Ready to
Well,
Hello.
what is it?
Aye. Wait till you see me in
I
action.
will sell Brilliance, but on the other hand, right now,
What is it now? I can hardly wait.
Be quick. Time is
Well?
mana.
What is
Is
it?
my aid required?
Well,
Wait till you see me in action.
I thirst for magic. Watch and learn. Easily done. It's someone else.
Aye.
by the light burn.
Put him away.
Get on with it.
what is it now?
Wait till you see me in action.
Is my aid required? What ails you? Right away.
Get on.
Wait till you see me in action.
Fine.
Aye.
Be quick. Someone time is mana. Yes, my friend. The blood elves away.
Require my
Not enough.
What ails you?
get on.
Wait till you see me in action.
For glory.
Is someone injured?
Well,
ails
what
you?
is
Is
it?
someone injured?
Well,
Yes, my friend.
what is it?
I
Wait
am
till
your
you see
servant.
me in action.
Of course. As you wish.
Well,
Aye.
what?
Get on with it. Is my aid
What is it?
Wait till you see me in action.
right away? As you wish.
Aye. Give me some.
The blood elves. Yes, my
Our forces are under attack.
Get on with it. Is someone
Aye.
injured? Of course. What ails you? Right away. Is someone
Wait till you
injured?
see me in
Blood
action.
elves.
Get on.
Is my aid magic? What
Require
ails
my
you?
Wait till you see
Is
me in
someone
action.
injured?
get on.
Not enough.
Blood ails away. Yes,
Well,
is someone
Not
injured?
enough.
require my
Be quick. What ails
Give me some. Do.
is my aid?
Not enough. Wait till you see me in
Yes,
action.
the blood elves away. Watch and learn. Is someone injured? Be quick. There is man. Yes,
require
Give me
my
some.
the
Do.
blood elves away.
what is it now?
Is someone
Aye.
injured? I am your servant. Aid required.
Wait till you see me in action. Death goes for you.
GG. Did he have expo? He did not. He did know about our expo. We have Mas Teddy.
Yes, my
But this was a really interesting game. I kind of like his attack on me, because I got lightning shield and I crept more greedily. So this was a really interesting game actually, because normally if you get lightning shield you will use it aggressively against the opponent's peasants. And I don't know if that's why he pushed versus LS. I don't know if that's why he came towards me, because he saw LS and he knows he cannot accept lightning shield defense against militia. You have gotten better at breaker wars, sadly.
Ready to work.
Well,
Ready to work.
because of my lead, I
Ready
think
to work.
because of my early game lead, because I didn't lose my Archmage, that's why much of it looked like I got better at breaker wars.
Ready to
But
work.
I think I just had an advantageous position, which I earned
Ready for action.
through the play. I don't know if it's 100% even whether it can look the same. I still feel like I have so much to improve in Breaker Micro Wars. But okay, let's look at this situation. We both go for the Murloc Lightning Shield camp second. I creep it quicker, but I did creep more poorly. I took a lot of damage on Archmage at the first creep camp, so that's a little uncomfortable, and he ends up abusing that. He gets a better item from the first spot, Greater Mana Pot, better than Greater Invul, except Greater Invul happened to work out fairly well for me in hindsight. Sentry Ward is good, but he kind of wastes the first, but I guess he's worried about Lightning Shield, so it's not really a waste, because this will show him whether I'm coming for his base. Then he sees me creeping the natural. He doesn't know if I'm teching or not. I happen to be teching, but either way it's something he feels he needs to harass. And I would tend to agree with him. This was a greedy route because I wanted to get Archmage 3 as quickly as humanly possible. And I did just that. I did summon a bigger Water Elemental to attack his Footman, which will end up helping the damage that gets put out on his footies. He ends up killing 2 peasants, one of which he gets experience for, the other I end up denying it. And then, the big let's go for the Archmage. Peasants crept his 3-3-2 camp, and he's almost level 3 but not quite, and that's pretty key. And then this moment. It's fairly hard to use the gold mine as a surrounding force because it is a slippery type building. Same as Town Hall and Barracks, not like Farm and Altar, not like Farm and Lumbermill and Blacksmith. And more footies. So the upside for this is we're killing all the footmen. The downside is we end up nearly losing our Archmage. But funnily enough, we bought enough time until we got to tier 2 with a heal potion. His Archmage got thoroughly sapped. He used Greater Mana Potion as well. And lo and behold, we end up surviving with very little health points. Pretty funny. Ring of Regen saved Archmage. That's true. Yeah, I should have used the regeneration scroll immediately the moment I used Invulnerability Potion. But I thought the threat was over, and I was going to use it and not get it cancelled once the dust settled. Yeah, from this moment onwards, since he didn't get the Archmage, I'm 3.6 and he's 2.9, and he's hurt and trying to get home, and he doesn't have a shop because he invested everything into aggression, both his multitasking macro as well as his units and resources. Yeah, from this moment onwards we were so ahead that we just went to apply a bit of pressure, which ended up going fairly well. How did this actually go? Footy died for free basically. He tries to go for the AM. We get the surround. This was pretty key, pressuring the Mountain King. I should have repaired the surround. Lightning Shield was good, though much of it wasted. And then for some reason I did a fake bolt on Archmage 3 and he didn't react. So I was like, that's weird. Do I do a real bolt? Is he just baiting me? Real bolt loses it anyway. The shop positioning behind your base saved AM. Yeah. The chat always says, why are fragile buildings that are important like shop always in front where they die instantly? And I've been building my Arcane Vault in the back of my base more. And it actually... He thought he TP'd. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, just a micro error then. Had he TP'd, he would have healed from the priest. He's got this full wall-off thing going on here. And then his Archmage can still come back. At this moment, I killed one priest, but I would say it's one of those situations where you turn his junk time into your junk time. Because although I did kill one priest, I basically spent nearly the entirety of his Archmage resuscitation time to kill one priest. That does cost him some lumber, some peasant mining time, but overall I wouldn't say it was as worth it. Having said that, we're still in an extreme position of comfort because we can use the breakers that we have now to creep the mid. Our scouting was a little belated. It would have been nice to prevent him from going to this camp, in general. But this fight obviously was good. We have 5 breakers against no breakers. It's a pretty big deal. Footies do deal good damage to breakers, but they can get storm bolted, and I have higher level heroes. 40 food, 51 with blacksmith. It's a big difference. Do you think applying pressure was the correct move after his failed aggression? It seemed like if he hadn't misplayed, you wouldn't be in a position of comfort. No BM, sorry. No, there's no BM at all. His Archmage was 2.9 level. I didn't know, but I did know he's not level 3. So Archmage level 3 against Archmage level 2 harass is always going to be good. Plus I knew that he was going home with a shred of life, maybe 10% life. If I do not apply pressure, more is the crime to me, I think. My lead would turn into nothingness eventually. No, the first pressure was good. We both had Mountain King on the way. I knew MK was coming. But after killing heroes, let's say I didn't have a right to believe that I would get the Archmage because he can just TP out, which he said he intended to. Then he TPs out, he's stuck in his own base, but healing and safe. At that moment I would turn around, take an expansion or creep the mid. The pressure was right, but after killing the heroes, not much extra happens, and that's a situation we will look to avoid in the future. Thank you very much for the sub, Requar. One question. Well, thanks for the sub, Nili AOE. I hope one day someone will love me as much as I love Logan. Size XTV with the 3-month sub. Gravy Robber with the 24-month sub. 2 years of sub and I haven't played for 15 years. However, the entertainment value is priceless. Long live the Orc King, your finest orc grunt of Razorgore. WoW class for the Horde. Thank you, Gravy Robert.